Daybreak is a great fit for people relocating to Utah from another state. And here's why. We're gonna walk you through a bunch of cool spots and some of the hidden gems actually in this area. People are gonna think I'm famous. I'm super jealous. I wish I lived this close. I'm very excited to try this iced cold brew pumpkin cold foam.
Yeah, like sweet cream.
That's awesome. I didn't even think anyone made iced cold brewed pumpkin flavor.
Really?
Yeah. Is this pretty popular here?
Yeah, I like it. It's my favorite one.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Iced pumpkin spice latte. Didn't even think it was possible. Here we go. That was like pure pumpkin. That was very good. This is how you would start your day in Daybreak. We're in the kind of the downtown area right now. This is one of my favorite coffee shops whenever I come to Daybreak. Love to swing by. They got this little pumpkin spice ice latte, which I've never had before. It was very good. This is how you would start your day in Daybreak. We're gonna walk you through a bunch of cool spots and some of the hidden gems actually in this area. Let's go check it out. I just listen mostly to motivational speakers. I don't even listen to music. It's only sales. That's all I think about 24/7. A lot of Andy Elliott, How to Be Aggressive sales podcast. That's all there is. The reason why people want to move to a community like Daybreak is number one, you're gonna get a crazy amount of community events and amenities that you're really not gonna find anywhere else. Number two, they keep it very clean. They keep it very organized. The HOA has a lot of rules. So if you like order, there's no better place than Daybreak, honestly. And number three, if you like to do things outdoors, I think this is the community for you. They even do like garage sales on the weekends. So the last time I was here, it was a Saturday morning. Everyone had all their stuff out on their front porch and people could walk down the street, check out what their neighbors had if they wanted to buy anything. You're really not gonna find that much unit cohesiveness in any other neighborhood. Dude, look at that. That's a nice little setup. What's the most popular gelato flavor?
Pistachio is super popular.
Really? Pistachio? We're doing a day in the life at Daybreak, and you can't do that without getting some gelato, am I right? Yes, we have to try it. It looks like guacamole, but I'm assuming it's sweet. You can't skip Harmon's. Walking distance from these neighborhoods, gelato. Not too many neighborhoods out there where you could literally walk from your house to Harmon's, a grocery store, pick us some gelato. I'm super jealous. I wish I lived this close. That's a super unique feature of this area. Not many neighborhoods where you could literally walk to the grocery store and walk home and not even have to get in your car. And here's the deal, like people's biggest concern about moving to Daybreak is the cost of the HOA, the Homeowners Association. Now, there's a master HOA. I think right now it depends on the neighborhood exactly, $130 to maybe $150 a month. And then if you live in a townhome or a condo, you know, where you have that second HOA that covers the exterior insurance, the roof, things like that, that's when it can get a little more costly when you have two HOAs. But here's the thing, your internet bill alone, which is covered in Daybreak, you would normally spend $70 to $100 a month on that anyways, and that's included. So you're already getting at least 50% of that cost back in an internet bill that you would be paying anyways. And then what I always tell my clients is, if you're gonna utilize all of the resources and all the things to do in Daybreak, it is absolutely worth it, right? You no longer have to spend money on a gym membership. You no longer have to spend money on a community pool membership or a rec center, because they have all that stuff here. And if you're a resident of Daybreak, you have access to all those things. But if you're not going to utilize all that cool stuff to do, then yeah, it might not be worth the extra cost. People are gonna think I'm famous because I'm getting followed by a cameraman. A lot of people like to come down here to the lake. You got these little, ducks doing their thing in the lake. We just saw a fish swim by, just saw a guy ride by on his mountain bike. These little trails go all the way around. I know people that love to live in Daybreak simply because they can walk from their house and like literally 50 yards away, you can come enjoy the lake. I don't know many suburbs where that exists. There's a lot to love about Daybreak, don't get me wrong, but there are some things to be aware of that a lot of people, myself included, find a little bit annoying. just depends on your preferences, but here's a few examples. All of the homes that they build in these communities, they build pretty close to each other. So if you're expecting a quarter acre or bigger, you are not gonna find it in Daybreak. You're also not gonna find a walkout basement in Daybreak. They just don't make those type of houses here. For some people, they just don't like being that close to a neighbor, and I totally get it. So fun fact, my grandparents are actually thinking about relocating to Daybreak specifically, even though we've looked at some other communities. Daybreak is a great fit for people relocating to Utah from another state. And here's why. It's an instant community. There's a ton of stuff to do, and it's a very, clean and very community-based neighborhood where it's very easy to get plugged in. It's very easy to find people that have similar hobbies to you. And that's really nice when you're coming from someplace out of state. You don't really know anyone here. Instant community in Daybreak. There's only 2 VA clinics in Salt Lake City. You've got the main one downtown, but there's actually a brand new one here in South Jordan. It's actually where I go personally to see my doctor. Brand new facility. So if you're a veteran or you know someone who is a veteran, Daybreak might be the perfect community, right? Because you only have to drive maybe 5 or 10 minutes to get to the VA hospital. That is a huge benefit. I've never even seen a cop in Daybreak before, not to say there's no police here, but we've seen 2 people get pulled over in the last hour. It's almost fun. I feel like I'm on the show Cops, but it's like the real estate edition. Like, we should keep this going. This is a theme. I'm not surprised. I mean, it would be so easy to just go 40 down the street because it feels like a main road, but these are all residential streets and the speed limit is 25. That's probably why we've seen like 2 people pulled over already today. This is one of the things that you will not find anywhere else except for Daybreak. A fire pit, like communal area. That's pretty cool. So they have all these little fire pits set up, but there are rules. You can't just do whatever you want. I know what you're thinking. I'm just gonna light a bonfire. Not exactly. Let's check out some of these rules. 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Okay, that makes sense. You don't want people out here past 10. Fires must be supervised at all times by an adult. I probably will not count. Fires must be completely extinguished and the area around the fire pit must be clean when leaving the park. Yeah, this is a pretty sweet spot. Now, Daybreak is growing like crazy. There's about 10,000 homes right now. And there are plans to build like another 10,000. So we're kind of moving on the west side of Daybreak now. This is pretty much all gonna be new development in the future. So I would imagine the next 5-10 years, you're gonna go from these open lots to just tons of condos, single family homes, lots of community parks that are kind of built in between. There's 2 specific communities in Daybreak, Springhouse Village and can't remember the name of the other one, but those are 55+ communities. They build those houses specifically with less stairs. Everything is single level living. So the master bedroom, they don't make stairs to get up to the front porch. You don't have to like step over a tub to get to the shower. It's kind of all right there. And they do all of the yard maintenance for not only the front yard, but also the backyard too. They have their own private clubhouse that only the residents that live in that specific community can access. So if you want to hang out by the pool, but you don't necessarily want to listen to the sound of screaming children, that's a very private community. So 55+ is one of the few places in Salt Lake City that you can find here in Daybreak. If you want to live in one of the most walkable neighborhoods in all of Salt Lake and you want instant community, Daybreak is probably the neighborhood for you. But if you want your own private tour of this area, make sure to reach out to us. Our contact information is below. We would love to help you make that smooth move to Salt Lake City. And of course, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can get the latest information about what's going on here in Salt Lake.